Hey everybody, very tired Dave Nassani. 5 minutes of Dave's Hammock Wisdom, caregiverdave.com. The reason I'm so tired is because I just spent the last 3 hours helping the plumber get rid of my leaky water heater. And it was so bad that, hey Mona, hey, it was so bad that the soot had risen, I don't know, at least a foot, and it clogged up the, where you drain it. Now, I'm told that you're supposed to drain your water heater once a year to keep it, prolong its life. Well, guess how many times I have drained my water heater in 16 years? That's right, 0. So I'm thinking God's trying to teach me something, because this before that, my drains in my yard, I had 2 years ago I had replaced some section of drain that the roots had taken over, and I'm supposed to roto-rooter it once a year. Well, it's been a couple of years and I haven't, and I kept thinking about it. I says, I got to do that one of these days. And it plugged up again, and I needed to get the guy out here again, and he charged me about $600. The water heater is going to cost me over $1,000. And so again, neglect, right? Not doing what I'm supposed to do. And then I just got finished paying, I'm not even going to tell you how much money, to replace this patio, because the old one had dry rot in it, because I failed to keep paint on it and fix the parts that were leaking, and again, neglect. So are you getting a theme on this? There was one other thing that happened. I can't remember what it is, but it was very similar to these 3 stories. And so I started thinking, because I'm Dave's Hammock Wisdom, right? The dry rot and the weeds and the roots and the corrosion in the water tank, that is very similar to the sin or the imperfection, if you prefer that word, in our lives, right? The things that are not very visible. I mean, somebody comes over to look at my house. It looks like a very nice house. They don't see the soot and the rust and the corrosion inside my water heater. That's hidden. They don't see the roots in my sewer drains. That's hidden. And they don't see, the dry rot on my patio, because that's like inside, like termites, And yet, sin is like that. It's very non-visible. Yet it's inside us, like termites, chomping away at our integrity, chopping away at our peace and our joy, just trying to look for a foothold, And I'm a believer. Now, next year when I do my next, next year when I'm doing a Hammock Wisdom video, if one of you are on this, like Mona, for example, she should say, Dave, have you flushed out your water heater? Write this date down, Mona. And Dave, have you cleaned out your sewer drains? And Dave, have you, kept paint and make sure that there's no leaks on your brand new patio? And then I will be reminded. I'm going to put it on my calendar too. So we've got to do that, because we have to, the foundation of a home is the most important part of the home. I think the Bible says, I know the Bible says that, a wise man will build his house on a strong foundation of stone, but a foolish man builds his house on a foundation of sand, because when the storms come, it all washes away. So, well, thank you, Mona, for holding me accountable. So that's my wisdom for today. Take care of the stuff you're supposed to be doing. Like brushing your teeth, right? You go to the dentist and you say, hey, you got a cavity, because you haven't been brushing 3 times a day. Or even if I only brush once a day, because I just, that's the habit I've gotten into. But I try to floss every time, and they tell me if you're going to only brush once a day, you at least have to floss. So, and I've been negligent in that, and I don't have any cavities, but the tartar builds up. So now I'm cleaning my teeth every 3 months, because, that I have a mouth that builds up lots of tartar very quickly. So go and do likewise. Take care of the little things. I think the Bible calls it the foxes in the vines. I don't know why they call it that, but I do know that in the olden days, when everyone grew their food, enemies would come and they would tie a burning rope on the tail of a fox, and the fox would say, "Oh man, my tail's on fire," and he would go, all over the wheat field and catch the whole wheat field in fire, and they just lost their whole wheat crop. So that's what these things are. They're small little things like a fox, but it causes catastrophic events. Costs a lot of money, and it costs a lot of pain, and it costs a lot of heartache and labor. And I had to clean up a flood and so on. So that's my wisdom for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. Love you, Mona. Bye.